Today, out of curiosity, I just want to ask myself one question. Why are certain groups being vaccinated and others are not? Such as the Latin, Hispanic, and Black groups are not being vaccinated, and why is that? What's the reason why they're not being prioritized like other groups, like the whites? Can anyone answer this question? It seems that the statistics online and pretty much all the info that pops up seems to back my claim that the whites, the European descendants, are being pretty much privileged over the other groups. So I want to ask myself, I want to ask you, what's going on? What's the main reason why they are not uh, um, vaccinating these minorities or these groups? Is there anyone out there that can explain why? Because it seems a little odd what's going on. Now I want to do my little research. If it's called a research, but it's not really a research. It's just googling info to see if uh, why are Hispanics, why are whites being vaccinated the most? Maybe like that. I don't know. I'm ignorant of this topic, but I want to, out of what I heard by mouth, I want to pretty much do a little Google research to see if what people are saying is true. And if it's true, it sounds a little too evil. You know what I mean? This is um, it's very Darwinistic in some way. It's very uh, egoistical, if you wish. Some sort of ethical egoism, where this culture or this supposedly race only cares about their own race and culture. And it's pretty interesting because I made a video about just analyzing briefly Jordan Peterson when he says that the privilege is something that is earned through the hundreds, perhaps thousands of years, through groups working hard to achieve that privilege, and for such reason they deserve to have those benefits. But you see how far this can go uh, when something of this magnitude happens, such as a pandemic, where there's other groups are not really protected. So it could go really, 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 it could go really, really serious, very critical, very nasty in a way. Um, because at this level, certain groups get protection and others don't. So, but we've seen this throughout history and maybe even before history that there's certain privilege, certain hierarchies, if you will, where where some groups really enjoy the benefits of advancement and technology and medicine and all of this stuff because they were the ones who discovered it. In this case, the vaccine was discovered by, um, I bet, a bunch of Europeans um, who came up with the antidote to solve this issue. Therefore, according to Jordan Peterson, they got the privilege to cure themselves first, and maybe perhaps whatever's left, they take care of it or let it die. Who cares, right? This all rule under dominion and Darwinism. But this is how far it has gone when we consider what a person like Jordan Peterson um, or this other guy Chapiro say they um, when they delve into the question of privilege. It's very dangerous, very broad, if you will. So the latest COVID vaccination, race, ethnicity. Now you have to remember, I don't know anything about statistics, but this is what I heard by word of mouth that we're being Hispanics are being left aside, they've been segregated, and they pretty much they're not being vaccinated. I can back this theory out of my own experience, empirical experience, because I've seen it with my family. They go when they don't want to be vaccinated. They just give them another date or tell them they'll be given another appointment for a later date, and they never get vaccinated. But why? 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 Looking at the map from above, why are they being prioritized or being privileged over other groups? For the same reason I mentioned, this is something Darwinistic. They discovered it; it's theirs. You know, this is what we really were fearing in the past, that we would have technology and advancement and innovation and all of this stuff, but certain groups would be really the ones who enjoy its benefits, or those who have money, the elite, if you will, or a group with a more powerful nation or more powerful um, hierarchy than others would really prevail, and that's what's going on. You know, the rest of the world is dying. Um, far places in the world, they're not even hearing about the vaccine. Right here in the United States is very clear. There have been certain groups are being preferred over others. It is very clear, as crystal clear, that they're taking care of their own people. Simple as that. There's no mystery. They're taking care of their own people. They're curing their own people first, and they don't want their people to die. I would do the same thing from a theoretical perspective. If I had discovered the vaccine, I would take care of my people first, just like God took care of the Jews when He favored them in a certain way. But that's another story. But I'll probably do that. Had I discovered the vaccine, I would have probably just first took care of my own people. But even like that, there is a certain there is a certain compassion, if you will. There's got to be some certain universalism where where we have compassion for other human beings and creatures, not just our own. So look at these graphs. It's scary, isn't it? Blacks and Hispanic adults are being vaccinated at lower rates than white adults. Why is that? If you look at the different states, Alaska, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Florida, look all of them. Look at the graphs go higher in proportion to the to other groups. Whites reach the highest peak, the highest rate in vaccination. Um, why is this? There was another graph that was more impressive, but I don't know if it's like Trump says sometimes that it's fake news. You have to be careful with that. But I think it's for the most part is backed by other statistics around the internet. You can check it out and compare them, and most of them are going to say pretty much the same thing. Um, there was one over here that I want to show. He was the vaccinated the most. It was the circle graph, and it was from. I guess it was from this one. Yes, this one. You see, vaccine demographics by race. You see how whites, Latino whites go higher in the graph, and they're being vaccinated the most. No questions asked. Other graphs show also Alaskan and Native American from that area, but come on, how many Native Americans are there really out there that can uh, get close to the white population? I mean, we're talking about hundreds of uh, hundreds of or millions in difference. Uh, Maybe 5 million of Native Americans, including those living in Alaska, compared to 250 million whites. So this is not a fair or balanced statistics when they say that, showing some graphs that Native Americans have been vaccinated the most. Just in case you stumble upon that graph. And finally, you know what? Uh, that was just some of the other graphs. But I don't know. It seems to me that there's something fishy behind what's going on with the distribution of the vaccine according to racial uh, groups, and I think there's something unfair about it. I don't know. You analyze, but I know you already know what's going on. It's just since you're privileged, it's not a very good idea to confirm it or to even talk about it, because what do we what do you got to lose? I mean, we're the Irish at the bottom of the Titanic. We're the ones getting drowned. Not you. You are at the top, and you will prevail no matter what. That's fine, you know. But at least I know, and we know that there's something going on now. I don't dare to say and confirm that this is the case, but it looks most likely that this is actually the case. Alright, guys. See you. Take care.